The Lost Cryptids Conservatory, where we will shatter your reality to bring you closer to the truth.
All right, guys, welcome back to another live show. Hope everyone's doing good. Working on a few things. We're going to show you guys tonight, so it's going to be pretty fun. We'll be talking about a few things. I'll be showing you guys some more evidence and tracks, and I'll even play you different evidence that we have here. Just a little bit of some of the stuff we got. So I got some stuff downloading, and then yeah. So we'll get into a little bit. We'll show some juicy stuff here in a little bit. We'll slowly work our way up, and if everything goes right, you guys are actually going to see a full encounter, and we'll go through it and talk about it a little bit as we go along. So so hopefully everyone's doing good. I see we got a number of people in chat. Power Medic, Central Florida Bigfoot, we got Brian. Good to see everyone. So yeah, everyone, I should steer you towards Central Florida Bigfoot's channel. Please check him out, subscribe. Doing a lot of good work there in Florida, and you guys can see some of his videos where he goes out by himself. He goes out with other people around Florida, hitting up in some spots, doing some unique techniques with utilizing the canoes in areas to get to different places, and been working on this little green belt stretch of area. Basically a choke point and stuff where the Sasquatches are definitely going to be moving through there. It's the most safest, easiest route for them. Okay. I gotta just fix this on the computer real quick. So definitely most likely would have Sasquatches in there and stuff, because uh, the area and stuff. It's more densely congested wilderness spot and easy access for them to travel from one point to another in between all the densely populated areas. And you can go to Mass Channel and see from yourself what kind of area it's like, and then how easy and how hard it is to traverse, and how easy it is to get lost, and just how much it takes out of you being in Florida, and being baked with the sun, and it's like 85, 90 degrees out, and if you forget to pack water and stuff, sometimes it gets a little bit harder on you too. So, so make sure to prepare and stuff, and carry practically everything you would, even if you don't need it. Everything you need to survive, or for overnight at least. Okay, so get this going. I get to just basically split the video in half. It can't be longer than 10 minutes, I guess. And then yeah, I was paying attention. And you should get yourself one of those life straws and stuff, ceramic water filtering device, and that way you don't have to carry water. It works pretty good as long as you don't get nothing that's contaminated with chemicals, and you don't mind a little swamp taste in the water, because it will taste a little fishy and stuff. But I've used mine. I've had no issues with it, and saves me from hauling gallons of water on trips. But it depends on which ones you get. But mostly all of them, they don't filter out chemicals, so you want to make sure you're not next to any field runoffs, or anything chemicals, or any known spillage, or you don't want to probably be drinking any water right next to a road or something like that. So you gotta want to make sure it's as clean as possible, stuff like that. But that's what I use. And usually they can filter for about like 200 gallons, which is pretty good. And they're pretty cheap and stuff. Like you said, you can get, for like 20, $30, you can get the average one, and then they go up in price from there. So yeah, I'll show you guys some. See how this video is working out. If it's loaded. Yeah, yeah, you can get some expensive ones to filter out some chemicals, but again, who knows what it can really all filter out. But in terms of natural, organic bacterias and stuff, it filters out pretty dang good. Probably 99% effectiveness. You can watch demonstrations online, and some pretty nasty ones. But I've used it in basic just muck water, and it's worked pretty good. So all right, so I'm going to show you guys, and we'll talk about some different tracks and stuff that we've come across, and stuff I've come across and filmed. Everything that you see on the Lost Cryptids Conservatory is basically filmed by me, other than me and Jason's encounter, which is filmed by him on his camera. these tracks and stuff are around Michigan and stuff in different areas. My computer might have to get reshut down stuff. Now it won't be a problem with the stream and stuff. I'm on the phone, but I won't be able to show you guys this one clip, which I was hoping to do, which is no problem, but because we got a bunch of other stuff we can go through. Yeah. So oh yeah, most definitely. I mean, it's getting up into the filter stuff, and if you don't, you're supposed to blow it and get all the water out and stuff, and if you don't get all the water out, and it actually can mold up in there too. So you actually have to make sure it gets completely dry and stuff. But usually, if you blow it out and then leave it out, as long as it's not like super wet, it's actually pretty fine. But go brand and stuff. I wouldn't buy a cheap generic one and stuff. I'd buy a decently priced one. And plus, they're for survival situations and stuff too. So like, if you're gonna die and stuff, that's way better to use and stuff compared to just drinking out of the pond, or you can boil water, of course. So anyways, we'll get into the into these tracks. So this one will is a I guess I'll just show it and talk at the same time. So as you can see there, hopefully you guys can see without any trouble. I don't have to draw a circle around it. But the story about this is James was actually there, and a former member. Anyways, we had walked around this area and stuff, and in a particular spot we heard this creeping sound, and we went around the area and came back to this other spot, and we heard this creeping sound, and it's it sounds like it's Sasquatch walking, sneaking around, basically what it is. But it's very hard to describe. It's very I call it slinking. The Sasquatches are slinking through the woods. It's sneaking, but they're very sly, and it's very particular. Anyways, James and the other members seen a tall black object in the woods, and so turned around. They seen it and stuff. I did not catch it on the film, unfortunately, but I'm looking at the area and they're explaining it, and then we go walk. I say, okay, well, let's go over there, and I walk up and find this, stop, and to study very carefully. Of course, we looked at the area around it and stuff, and didn't find anything as good as that. There was more tracks that were just disperse of leaves and of ground and stuff. There was no definitive markings and stuff. So, but they had seen it and stuff. I walked up, looked down, and plainly seen that, and so it was the catch-22 of we're on their way out. Do we try to go after the thing and follow it and see more tracks, or where I thought it came from? It came down this muddy path, and there was a bunch of other impressions, but they just weren't any indication of anything. So if we try to track and follow where it came into, which was the exact same spot where we heard it creeping in on us, in the other side of this chunk of woods, the way the trail went in, and then we worked our way back and was on the other side, and they had creeped, basically turned around and creeped towards us again, and that's when they had seen it, and then I walked up and I actually had filmed this and stuff, and then um, so I think it's a knuckle print. I don't think it's a footprint. I think it's a knuckle print in the way that they smush their knuckles together, and the smoothness of the palm right there is very smooth and stuff, very flat, and they had seen stuff. I'm not sure if James is going to be on here. I gave him an invitation, of course, so we'll see. I know he's getting pretty busy, but they had seen something, and track was pretty good and stuff. And plainly looking at it and stuff, looking down, it wasn't like hard to spot. It wasn't anything like that. Hey, Sandra Piper, nice to see you, of course. So that area has had activity before. He'd done some food experiments with apples and different things, and had a variety of results, both good and bad. It was good because there was apples that were hung up on branches, thin, small branches that a raccoon certainly wouldn't be able to support itself on, or a possum. But some of the apples would be gone. Some of the apples would be gone in certain numbers and left in certain numbers. But when more people went out there to put apples and to check the apples and stuff, they ended up blocking the trails and breaking all the limbs that the apples were hung on and stuff. But then later they it seemed to level out and stuff, of course, because we had this interaction, and I think they ate more apples and stuff after that. So they weren't too mad and stuff, but they were mad with it. Apparently, more new faces were in the area and stuff. And with the whole food thing and stuff, they did break all the branches and block the trails and stuff, which was a pretty noticeable thing. It's not something that's very. It's like maybe Sasquatch did it because it's a tree manipulation type of stuff. No, this was pretty obvious, and logs. It's in thickets and stuff. So, in a suburban area where people would not think Sasquatches are hanging out, but I don't think that they're full time. I think that they just hang out there at certain times and utilize certain features in the urban environment and in urban landscapes. So that was one track and stuff. These are all older stuff, older evidence. Of course, we've seen I showed you guys the newest tracks last show. For those of you who have not seen those, we'll show you right now. And if you can see there, the right side has the indentations of the digits. The left side is a fist or whatever. But they're huge, way huge, way dwarfing my size of my fists and stuff. And so they're pretty 6 inches over the wide and stuff too. So they're about 8, give or take, inches right there and there. So, and that's, I think, about just again a knuckle print or a balled up fist that's not spread out or anything. So they're, the hand, I think, is like this. We're doing something like this, or it went down and caught the front knuckles right there on the right side. You can see the front knuckles, but mainly it's still a fist. But the other side is just a big hole. And then it did get rained on for, I don't know, a little bit. This was a couple hours before I discovered it, so it didn't get heavily rained on, but it was a good 20 minutes of rainfall. So I'll replay it again, and that. I make it very obvious and very in their face that I'm out there trying to get evidence of them and film them. I acknowledge them. I try to usually acknowledge them and then walk to a different place, and then hopefully have some activity that follows, especially if I have activity in one spot. I try to acknowledge it, get to another spot, and if it continues and it follows and stuff, then it's not a normal angle. It's just plain and simple. But this particular trail, we've been going out there a lot, and they had left saplings ripped out of the ground. They were growing into a swamp. They had broken limbs and stuff at different times that we went out there, laid across there, and we would go across and we would notice it. This would be like, going out there for 2 days, and the next day it would be on the trail. Going down the path, nothing would be on the trail. Coming back, something would be laid across the trail, and then I would pick up and I would move it, or I would pick it up, study it, acknowledge it in some way, notice it, and then so they were leaning stuff out, and there was actually some broken saplings. And this actually this has occurred last year too, when I was in the area studying heavily. One particular night, they had broke 3 or 4 saplings in a row in this spot on this trail. So again, it's pretty unique that whole year later, there's still stuff going on. But so anyways, a couple overnighters out there and stuff, leaving these branches and stuff, and then the one overnighter where I was out there by myself the next morning, came across that on the exact same section of trail that this unique activity interaction has been going on. So what I think it is I don't know how, but either they're set up watching and stuff. As a researcher, watching me, and I took my girlfriend out there and taking James and everyone, Tyler, and so they're leaving stuff out there all across the trail. Like, you walk past it, and then when you walk back, there's something on the trail that wasn't there before, right? So if you notice it, you stop, you look around, you pick it up maybe, and you're fiddling around with it, and you're just like, obviously, they had noticed it, they're watching it, right? They take a note. So when you come back, now there's a whole unique sapling there that the root ball is rotted away, but it looked like it grew in a swamp. You could tell that it was saturated most of its life growing in a swamp, and now it's ripped up away from the swamp on a trail, laying across the trail. So you pick it up, you study it and stuff, and I got video and stuff. I don't got it loaded here. I should have done that. Pick it up, move it across stuff. Bring the girlfriend out again. Some more stuff. Saplings broke. So that happened when I was out there walking around by myself and stuff in the early morning. Came across that on that section of trail, which is pretty unique. So, but that is not the only set of tracks and stuff. Found in that area, but that wasn't casted. Unfortunately, those weren't casted. Even if I had cast and return, I don't think I would have enough to make a full giant cast to fill it enough to even get the top digits all the way to the surface. So, but it would have been a cool, unique cast. It would have took a lot though. Let me see some of your comments, then we'll go to the next track. It's a pretty unique thing for this and I've been in other spots, completely different. I would assume different Sasquatches. That if you are along a trail and you notice real tree manipulation, or sometimes if you can try to get into a thing where you go on a particular trail all the time, all the time, all the time, and then there's something out of place on the trail, and maybe you can start this interaction game like I have, where you guys can notice it and you guys can kind of verify yourself and not just take my word for it. But this is a very unique thing where you have to be in an area watching this particular trail, recognizing you often, and understand. And they must understand that that I'm out there looking for them. And I do make calls, I make low whoops and stuff, and I do things kind of out of the box sometimes. Uh, there's been times where we're having interactions, and I would thought I had something thrown at me, so I would pick up a little stick and I would not throw it super far, but I'd throw it, where I didn't think they were, but towards them, and then giggle and laugh and maybe playfully run away and stuff like that. Doing things and showing them that I don't mean harm. I'm not a stuck up asshole out there. I'm trying to, I am out there trying to be curious about them and be playful if I can be, because that shows friendliness, it shows intelligence, it shows my willingness to, I'm not going to hurt you. I want to have a friendly kind of interaction, a nice interaction, not hostile in any sort of way. So I've done things like that. I've done that in the snow, throwing snowballs, or doing all sorts of stuff to make them understand that I'm not out there to hurt them and stuff. And I'm out there to fully 100% try to catch them. I am trying to catch them on film. I don't act like I'm a dumb, ignorant hiker, camper, and stuff like that. I think that does work. It does have its value and stuff, certainly, because they like to come up close when you're obnoxious and you're not alert. But my approach and the way I'm trying to go is interactions. It's good interactions. It's not, them just, not trusting you and, being on guard, and always, even when they come up close, they're always going to be shying away. I'm trying to get to where, they understand that I am not going to hurt them, and it's going to make them at ease and maybe lower their guard a bit, maybe come closer and actually get actual interactions, not randomly, but actual interactions that I can hopefully coerce, by being out there and not just sitting around hoping something's going to happen and hoping I catch it, hoping my camera's on at the right time and I'm facing the right direction and stuff and everything else, but actually setting up a situation where I'm calling them, I'm trying to interact with them, I'm trying to do some stupid playful thing, showing them that don't mean no harm, stuff like that. Maybe get a little something thrown at me. We have had that. If you guys watch the Lost Cryptids Expeditions, Allegan County, Part 1 and Part 2. Okay, if you guys watch Part 1 and Part 2, in each of those, there's night investigations we did where in the first one, in night one, in part one, we have an interaction, and I and others, mostly me, we go chasing after these things, and we start having interactions and stuff, and I start, doing some dumb things and pushing the envelope by I would say by doing some aggressive things, by breaking limbs, and I was stomping on the ground and moving the leaves with my feet and stuff, which creates a loud brushing sound. And we have an interaction back, which was a brushing of the ground of some sort, which basically, let us. I had the impression that was, after I did all this dumb stuff, it let us know it was right there, and it was close too, close enough that if it wanted to get us charged, if a black bear was at that same distance, that window closes so fast that we have no reaction time. Uh, but I didn't have any aggressive feelings by it and stuff. It was actually really cool, calm, and collective. And I kind of thought it was a good sport. That's the way I felt about it. It was kind of a good sport about me doing some actual dumb thing. And I actually had my rifle on me that time too. The entire time we had all those interactions in Alec, I had my rifle on me too. And then so the second one, and we chased him in the first one. This was after Florida, and I was kind of disappointed in myself a little bit that I didn't go after the red eye shine. But again, when you're facing these creatures and you're seeing red eye shine, you're having all sorts of stuff happen. It gets pretty intense. But and in this instance, I wanted to go after them, so I did, and um, they just run away and circle back around and came across them again. So you guys can watch that and see that, yeah, you can plainly hear it charging away. You can plainly hear it walking as we stop. You can see us charging in after it. We have thermal out there, night visions and stuff. You can't see it. Part two is the next night. We go out there, camp, and have more close interactions. We get hissed at a little bit. Me and Josh. He's all former members, mostly on that, but um, me and Josh, went down in there as battle buddies, down into these ravines. It has very close interaction. Got hissed at, had calls being made, a massive, a rock, at least like that, got thrown from a pretty good distance and pretty good height and everything, that when it splashed into this creek, it had some force that it could have took two people out if they got thrown at us easily. But it was not aggressive, in my opinion. It was acknowledgement, because I was asking for acknowledgement and stuff, and I was talking in native and things like that, and it responded after certain things. I know I got off on a little tangent, but you guys can watch that, where there's a whole encounters and interactions being captured and stuff. So pretty intense and stuff. We're in the middle of a creek bottom with steep ravines on each side. There's no running anywhere. There's nowhere to run. You're not going to outrun anything out there. And a rock that big, it was pretty much letting us know. And it was just awesome power. Just, you got to humble yourself and respect these things for sure. Because if you don't and you do something stupid, man, you're out there blind, walking around in the woods. You can't see nothing, even a flashlight. Okay? They can chuck, and the rock must have been like that. You can hear it plainly splash. That would just, if it hit someone, you're crumpling down to the ground. You are done. You're broken. You're shattered. You're done. That thing's going to come and fly out of the middle of the darkness and smack you, and you're not ever going to know. Okay, there's no running away. You know, that's why you need to have respect with these things. You can play dumb and ignorant and all you stuff all you want, but you know, I think that um, I don't think that's good either because uh, if you let them know that you're aware of them and stuff, you could have potentially have more crazy encounters, whether you like it or not. But it kind of lets them know that you're not ignorant and dumb, and you are on guard and stuff, and you do know that they're out there. And if they did have any nefarious ideas, at least now they kind of know that it's going to be that much harder for them to do something. You're not some sheep out there that it's a little toddler running around, doesn't mean look up and doesn't scan the environment and would never even know any other animals there, let alone Bigfoot. It's very important to, in my mind, to acknowledge these things and they let them know straight up, that I'm out there. I know they're out there. I'm trying to be respectful for them, and I'm gonna try to do my own thing. And if you guys want to have interactions with me, then cool. If not, I'm gonna be walking around. I'm gonna try to find footprints and hairs and try to catch glimpses of you. But other than that, I'm not really gonna be bothering you too much. I mean, it's not like I'm not gonna. I don't chase them and stuff and anymore and stuff. It's kind of just pointless and stupid and can be dangerous. Uh, but I would walk after one, a brisk walk. Yeah, no problem. It's not, you know, nothing that's aggressive. You want to have respect for these things. And the Native American aspect, I think, is, I'm still not 100% that they understand it, but I am leaning towards that they seem to understand it or seem to have some recognition of it. So we're still uh, evolving our theories on that and trying to see if it is working and stuff, because we've had interactions and stuff like me and Jason's where we're talking to it and stuff, and you know they didn't say nothing spectacular and stuff, other than they did let us see them. And the Allegan ones, in the Allegan counties, um, they seem to interact after the words spoken. Native Americans words spoken a lot more, instantly a lot more. Seem to, you know. So maybe it was just regional and stuff too, which could be, but different approaches and stuff have just different ways about it, different pros and cons. My, I guess, approach could be a little bit more aggressive compared to sitting around letting them come to you. But I kind of think that they're out there, and you're gonna find evidence of them out there, and hopefully you get them curious about you, and then you bring them back to camp when you go back to camp, and you care about yourself. You carry yourself with some respect and humbleness about the wilderness environment and stuff. I mean, even without Sasquatch, I'm out there enjoying myself, and I mean, honestly, most of the time, I'm not even searching for Sasquatch. I'm searching for myself. I'm searching for, you know, this lost calling and stuff that the wilderness seems to fulfill. A lot of people have that sort of thing where, the wilderness is a very soothing and stuff environment, and a very, I don't know how to explain it. So half the time I'm not, I'm enjoying myself and enjoying the beautiful sights and sceneries and the beautiful nature, and seeing really cool animals and bugs and everything. So I think just enjoying yourself, having fun out there on top of everything is the key. So, but enough about that. We're gonna jump in and show the so these next tracks. So I showed these last Saturday, but we'll show them real quick, and then we'll jump into some older ones that you guys may or may not have known that we have caught, because a lot of evidence is mixed in a few things. So all right, so we have this one, which is the newest track that I have found. If you can see it and stuff, the heel, which is unique about this, the heel is pretty flat and smooth. You have a ridge line that separates the heel and the toe section, and this ridge line is not pressed down in any way. It's not flattened. I think this is a handprint of a juvenile, and as a human, I cannot force my palm down and make a ridge and then do these knuckle impressions and stuff. It doesn't really work. You can't get it flat enough, and you can't bend it enough. So it's pretty unique. If you guys possibly have any better suggestions of what kind of animal it could be, I would gladly like to hear your opinions. Obviously, it's not a canine track at all. So the closest things that it could possibly be would be a bear track, or it would be a big cat track. Um, but a big bear track, again, would not really have that ridge line in the middle, and there's no claws present at all, which bears do not have retractable claws. Now, not all bear tracks show the claws, but most often than not, they show the claws. If that was a double step of a bear track, which someone has suggested with me, I thought that was kind of interesting. It was walking off the trail from a swamp, got on the trail, walked a little bit, and got off the trail. If it was a bear doing double steps and stuff, where's the other set of tracks? There was only two bipedal. Well, let me take a step back. So if it was a double step right there, so you see the heel and stuff, and then that ridge line, someone is saying, is where it got pushed up, and then there's the other track, which is showing the toes. Okay, so if this back track is cut off and that front track is right there, that front track doesn't have the heel. The heel's missing on that, so it's basically, it doesn't make sense, because they're two. If it was a double step, both tracks are missing half the track. If one track is over the other track, then you should be able to see the heel and the toe prints of that track that's over top the other track, because it would not be cut in half. But yet, if you guys can see, we'll show a different clip of the same track. There's no heel, so that's not a double step. If it's a double step, you would have a full track that you could plainly see on top of another track that is half cut off. But you don't. I'm not an expert on animal tracks. I'm not an expert tracker or anything. But I have common sense, and I've been out there in the woods enough, and been doing this enough, and looking for these things, and coming across all sorts of normal animal tracks to know that this is pretty abnormal. Bears, they don't hide their tracks. Again, I think this was coming out of the woods and stuff. If it was a bear, I think there would be more bear tracks I'd be able to find, easily identifiable, easily seen. This is pretty sandy dirt. And this was fresh. This was this is like an hour or two old. This is not that old. And I found other tracks in the area that I'm going to show you guys. So let me jump over to these other tracks from the same area. If I can find it. So yeah, it's pretty unique, that ridgeline separating the middle like that. And that is just getting lucky. I was just being in the right area at the right time, I guess. Hmm. But that's kind of how it is, though. Most animals you can easily track and find, and even when they go off trail, you can kind of find keep up with their trail. Now with Sasquatches, you can find a perfect track or a good track like that, or a perfect track, and then you'll lose it. You go to find the next one, and the next one is either you don't know where it's at, or it's not what you're expecting it to look like, which is most of the time what's happening. You're looking for the perfect footprint or the perfect knuckle print or track and stuff, and that next footprint is usually something that is nothing like that, and it's going to be just disturbed ground, disturbed trackway. It's not going to look like anything besides maybe some sort of impression. And on that particular straightaway, all the other impressions were just you can't identify it. It doesn't look like it's anything. You can't see anything clearly to show if it, whatever it was. That was the only perfect track that had any identifying markers. Okay, so here we got these other tracks right here. So I'll take you guys through them. I'm trying to get this on the computer too, but so right here is a pretty unique area. I came across these tracks, and they were eating clams, I believe, and hopefully you guys can see these tracks and stuff pretty good. I think I get my foot next to them, and but these ones and stuff are just and I don't think anyone's barefoot out there when there's still frost and it's cold outside, and just to stand out there to eat clams. But there are people out there to hunt. This section does get flooded. It does get put underwater, and so seasonally this is flooded. But I happened to come out there at this particular time. And so right there, I'm comparing my shoe, my imprint right there, and I'm comparing that right there. So you can see how wide it is at the toes and narrow at the heel and stuff. And as a human foot, I mean, that's just huge, wide and stuff. And I don't know if you guys can see the measurements, and I can't remember exactly, but it's like I think it was like 5 inches wide or something, 4.5, 5 inches wide. It was pretty wide and stuff. That just the way the foot is shaped and stuff, of course. And so I'm measuring this other track and stuff right here. But even again, those two tracks, they look like a humanish track, but you can see how much difference of the impression is made just between the two steps. Just because the track is the damage done when the foot actually hits the ground, with a variety of different angles, of the slippage, of different ground going at different depths and stuff. So not, the idea that you're going to find these perfect tracks out there is very far fetched. I mean, you're really going to find stuff that just are impressions and stuff, and they might have a humanoid shape. They might have a general consensus and stuff. Well, you'll find that usually around that perfect track. So here and stuff, I think these are knuckle tracks, knuckle prints, and so you can see in the knuckle indentations. I tried to do the same thing to show you and stuff what is going on. Where you can see the ridge in the middle that's separating the two knuckles right there, and you can see how big the actual hand is compared to mine too. And so I think I got another track and knuckle print, and basically talking about how it came out there, and it even going on that type of substrate, it's not leaving the perfect track impressions that we are kind of like trained to look for. Everyone's out there looking for the patty footprint, but reality is I spent a half hour looking out there, and I only found 4 good tracks. The two that we just seen, the knuckle print, and I think there was one more, but the GoPro had a malfunction right here, and it started to film in the hyperloop thing, which doesn't catch audio, and it messed it up. So I couldn't use the video. So you can't see that track, but we'll take a look at them again. All the other tracks and stuff were just impressions, and any average Joe person would just say, well, those are just animal tracks, or it could have been just, deer, it could have been what, even though there's no hooves, there's no hood tracks and then stuff, they would have, squirrels and blah, blah, blah. So even on this substrate, which is mud and really just perfect prime, not really much leaves. I mean, as prime as you can get in Michigan without actually being in a mud hole and around a beach or something. The impressions left by the creature does not show the perfect tracks. Does not have that perfect footprint that we all want, which shows that these creatures, they're I think they're on all fours and stuff most of the time, which is why their footprints are not coming out like we expect, because the weight is distributed differently on the foot. I think that the weight is, on the front of the foot more often than not when they're on all fours. But then their impressions and their knuckles and stuff, they look different and stuff. So out of that whole area, only finding 4 impressions that look like that good enough you can see details out of that whole area just shows how uniquely evolved they are, and how they I don't know if they're doing it on purpose or just the habit of how they walk, but they walk in a way that they don't leave tracks. The true they don't leave tracks like how they truly are when they do impressions. So it's pretty unique. It's pretty unique, guys. So that's why just finding humanoid barefoot tracks in the middle of nowhere, that good solid good one, and you can't find any other tracks, and you have a bunch of other ones that just like could be anything. That's the track. That's it. It's not like it disappeared. The Sasquatches don't disappear. I've shown in a different live stream videos of tracking one in a swamp where you can see the actual humanoid type footprint, and you can see the stride length where there's this one gap between this footprint and this footprint, it's like 10 or 15 feet. Um, there's a video of tracks in the winter I've got, which I don't think I have loaded here. I didn't do that, but anyways, I don't remember. I can't remember what the video is called. I think it's called like Baby Bigfoot Tracks or something, maybe like that. It's in winter, but there's a section where there's a really good footprint and stuff. There's right on the ice and stuff. It's really good, and then there's the track line, which it doesn't look like a Bigfoot. And then you have a gap where it looks like it jumped. It jumped 15 feet, and there's two imprints of a foot, and they're both angled where the heels are touching almost, and they're spread out like that. And then there's some more tracks, and then there's another jump. There's another gap actually. So that was pretty unique and amazing to come across that. And this was just again, and this is in Lower Michigan. This could as well be in anyone's state, anyone's outside the city, outside the country. I mean, amazing, amazing stuff. So, what boot size do I wear? I wear 13s. So, those I can't remember what those tracks are. I don't know if you could see them on the scale and stuff, but they're definitely a lot wider than my foot, a lot wider than a normal human's boot line is. Because humans, we have pretty, long feet. It varies and stuff, but the width, humans don't have super giant wide feet. Some humans might have outside the norms, but typically, uh, when you're buying shoe size, you're buying lengthwise. You don't buy for width, right? There's no sizes for like a width. I don't need a 13th length and a 5 width wise, right? So like Sasquatches have pretty wide feet, and being outside and stuff, even with humans, people in the jungle, their toes spread out, and their top, if this was your foot and these are your toes, that these knuckles and stuff in here, they get spread out too, and so the base width from these like knuckle width, which you can see in that track, is pretty wide, which is pretty indicative of a bipedal walker that's outside, that doesn't have shoes on. Now I have seen tracks. There's tracks to other people. Researchers are showing that they kind of look like, it looks like the toes are very like grown in, like it wears shoes or something. So I'm not really sure what's up with that, but I don't know if I have. I think I can upload another one. I got the computer going again, so we'll see. I thought I had one more old video up here, but maybe I don't. But you guys can find all this different stuff on. Oh yeah, I do. It's right here. Yeah, I thought so. So this one I found and actually casted. The cast is in storage, but this was a huge track. And hopefully you guys can see this stuff. The way I'm looking at stuff, I'm looking at my phone. You guys want to make sure when you guys are watching YouTube to set the go to the settings, go to the resolution, make sure it's at the highest settings possible. This was a huge track right here. So if I remember correctly, it's yeah. Well, you can see it right here. I think you guys can see that. It was about 5. This I don't think this is the track I casted. I think this is a different track. Yeah, so you can see the measurements right there, hopefully. But this one was just an impression that was just really deep into the ground where it was pretty obvious, being so obvious that, when you're in the leaves and stuff at that much, it's pretty hard to make any kind of impression. So when it's that good to where it's pretty obvious, it's a pretty big creature and stuff. So I don't think that was the one I casted. I think that was a different one. Um, the other one, because the one I casted was next to a little mud hole, muddy water and stuff, and it was weird because it was like almost like it stepped there almost on purpose or something, and it slid down a little bit. Um, but I had casted that. You guys can see that on previous live shows, and I put a video out. I'm pretty sure. I just can't really remember the names of it and stuff. We got over 100 videos and stuff, and live streams, and a lot of content and stuff, a lot of evidence and a lot of stuff when we first started up, and that's doesn't get talked about and doesn't get the light of day, I guess, as much. I guess we should have. And it's hard to, if you're gonna watch like some of those documentaries, like the documentary that's in Waterloo. It's like Lost Cryptids Waterloo expedition. In that, we have some interesting encounters and stuff, and evidence at the very end, some very unique evidence of audio evidence, where I'm actually sleeping in a tent. The full clip you guys is played in there, where I'm on my phone. You can hear me on my phone, and then I kind of set it down, and then like 5 minutes later, I pass out. I'm sleeping, and you can hear my breathing and stuff. My breathing changes. You obviously know I'm sleeping, and then couple minutes go by. Not long, like literally 5 minutes. I would say once I start sleeping, you hear a crashing sound. Either a small sapling got pushed over or some sort of sound, and then you hear me go and I kind of breathe. My breathing changes, and I don't wake up. I stay asleep. And so caught that right. It's weird. I'm not sure, speculation time, but it was almost, my impression is that my breathing changed from I'm awake on my phone to I'm sleeping now. And if Sasquatches understand that, he pushed this tree over, which I am where everyone's all spread out and camping and stuff. We got a big group of people, but like in this particular, I'm as close as you can get to the woods, and I'm as far as you can get away from everyone else. And I am the last one to go to sleep and stuff. And that happened. So this is an area that is pretty hot and heavy with activity. has reports and sightings all around it. We have had experiences there. We have all the people who have gone there and researched there seem to have very good, unique experiences, encounters, evidence that they find. We've had calls and people have seen it. You can watch some of that, all that stuff, really, in the Waterloo expedition, where we go into a depth more. So please watch that. It's pretty unique, and you guys can see in a lot of independent Michigan researchers on that film and former members, but independent, some good researchers. Some I would say that they're not, but that's neither here or there. But well, I do kind of have to put it, so if I'm sure if you watch some of the older stuff, especially some of the older live streams with the former members, I'm sure very quickly you can pick up on why they're basically not here anymore. It's very not hard to tell, especially. But so, anyways, you can watch that and stuff. It's very, very awesome, very unique place and stuff, and we actually get evidence caught on audio and all that. So yeah. Oh yeah, this is so. I got this other clip to show you guys, and I think you guys are going to be impressed with this one, honestly. And this is one that does not get a lot of attention on our channel. A lot of people don't know about it, so I think you guys are going to be really impressed. And this is the synopsis is: I was in this area, hitting it hard, heavily hitting it, and being out there for a couple hours already. I felt like I was getting activity. And so when I'm in an area and I feel like I'm getting activity and I think it's Sasquatch, I like to, and I want to confirm it's Sasquatch and not another animal. I move a couple hundred yards away. I at least move 100 yards away or 200 yards away because normal animals will not follow you. A deer is not going to follow you in the woods unless it has something severely wrong with it. And you should be able to tell that's a deer following you in the woods. It's not going to be a squirrel that's throwing acorns at you, which everyone always says. It's not going to follow you 200 yards away and do all sorts of things. Okay, it's not going to be a snake slithering on the ground that's doing whatever. Okay, right? So in this clip, which I hopefully blows you guys' doors off, it should. I moved to the 200 yards away. I set up the shot because I hear them, and I'm filming in the direction of where I hear this thing, and I think it's getting closer. And I thought that when this happened, I thought I was going to get them on camera. So let's play the clip, and I'll talk with you on the other side. So let me know what you guys think in the comments, please. All right. I don't know why that music got messed up like that, but I'm glad it's not in the thing that matters. But I do have the original clip. I guess I could redo it again, but uh, clearly you guys can hear crashing not only in front of me, but crashing behind me after I make a whoop. And it kind of freaked me out. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I got out of there because they're on both sides of me. It's intense. Pretty, Uh, again, I don't try to. I push the envelope, but then I don't try to go too far. I don't try to be so stupid about it. I'm not gonna go chase after them when they announce themselves like that. Confirmed to me that yeah, it was definitely Sasquatch. They're on both sides of me. Um, and it's right there, and I'm trying to, I was standing there in that same spot before I moved it a little bit. When it actually moved, I was standing there for like 20 minutes because I heard them, and I was trying, and I was just trying to get the shot, trying to get the audio and stuff, and um, you hear that crashing. I mean, it's just, hey, a deer doesn't two deer don't follow you 200 yards away, get on both sides of you, and then react to you when you whoop. Okay. Um, if you guys can explain to me what other animal in North America, two animals will follow you 200 yards away and then set up on both sides of you and crash at different times and after a whoop, I would gladly love to hear it. So I think I will update that video. I don't like how that video music is, but it it's I don't know. It doesn't matter. You guys can clearly hear the crashing and stuff, which all that matters. There's a previous version which some people had complained that apparently on some uh, cell phones and stuff it was a little hard to hear, so I made that one to amp up it. You guys can hear it a lot better, but the music somehow glitched over, and it's like glitched over in the middle parts, and I'm not sure, but it doesn't matter. Um, and I believe the first video is a longer video, which I think it's like 8 minutes long, where it shows I'm out there longer, and then this one is just the action that happens, which is the crash. You spend hours and hours and hours out there, and you get 10 seconds worth of holy crap worth of footage, worth of moments, worth of interaction, worth of encounter. That is what we're talking about, spending hours and hours and hours out there and then getting 10 seconds of like, well, that's obviously not a deer. So like, it's not easy. It's not hard, and that was all because of them. And that was because they recognized me out there. I hit that area hard. I hit it often and heavy. Um, I was doing the thing again where I thought I was having interactions. I was doing something playful, throwing a stick, and I think I ran away, jogged down the trail a little bit, like jogged away from them a little bit, not running away, scared, but a playfulness, and then I jogged away and stuff. Because I go out there and I work out with stuff. I run and stuff. I need to do that a little bit more now, but running and stuff, getting my endurance and stuff. I do all sorts of things out in the woods, not just what everyone would expect as Bigfoot researching. I'm out there running and Bigfoot researching at the same time. I'm out there taking my bike on the same trail and stuff. Getting them used to me and doing different stuff, and they say, "Oh, it's him, it's him." So when I try to get these more closer interactions and stuff like that, and it's an intense situation like that, they're not going to be so on guard and like worried about what I'm going to do. They already kind of know me. We've already had multiple interactions. They know I'm not going to freak out and do something stupid. I kind of think that they're not going to ever do that either. But again, I can't fully trust them. I'm sure they don't fully trust me. Um, and then I won't go out there for a while. Then I go back out there, and it seems like they're hesitant to be as brazen as that. And it takes some time and working our way up again for whatever reason. So it's a process, and it's a very long process, and you have to keep getting it hitting it hard. And once you actually have interactions with a particular group and stuff, you got to keep it going. You got to keep hitting it hard and stuff, and not even just like chasing after them, but you're just going out there as often as you can and getting your routine down, and then trying to have the interactions and stuff. That's where it's at, because then you can build this reservoir with them and get to a level where maybe one day they'll actually come out and show themselves or run behind a tree in the open, so I can see them running behind. Maybe catch it on film. Who knows? Get lucky and do it safely. So that's all the clips I'm going to be able to show you guys. I'm not going to be able to. The way it's downloading right now, it's not going to be efficient enough. So we got other stuff I can show you guys. I can play some audio clips for you guys. We'll show some evidence from Florida. This is from the 168. So I'll play this real clip, and we'll talk about that. And so this is an area where we were hearing stuff, walking around, different people. We were spread out. We was just 3 people, and I noticed this and started filming it. So here it is.
I got eye shine right in front of me. I said, there's eye shine right here, left of me. Directly left. One eyeball.
Can you see what it is?
No?
Can you see what it is?
I think it sees the IR light.
Hit it with a thermal, what is that?
It is directly left of us.
Yeah. So I do think that it did see the IR light, because when I was flashed it, there's so much things going on all at once. You don't know. Everything was running through my head, but I'm flashing the light. I thought it noticed the IR light, and when I got the IR light on it, it was turning away and reacting to it. So potentially, they could see the IR light. Now, a couple things, people are able to have commented and be like, "It's an owl." I didn't hear nothing. Didn't hear, if it was an owl, I would be pretty confident, I've seen other owls. I've heard other owls. We were having other interaction in this area the whole week. It was reacting to the IR light, and it was massive. The eyeball was huge. I mean, it kind of freaked me out. That's why I didn't go in there. Coming back home, it really didn't sit well with me that I didn't walk over there like I always do, and to make sure it wasn't an animal. But just seeing a red eye glow like that, that glowing off of infrared light. Okay, so this is a unique thing. I could see it with my naked eye, right? If it's reflecting off of my IR light that I'm using and it's bouncing into its eyeball and reflecting out, I shouldn't be able to see. IR light doesn't make any visible spectrum to humans, so how is it reflecting off its light and bouncing back? For the naked eye, I know, like, I guess we should test. I need to test. If you take an IR light and you reflect it into, say, like a cat's eyes or something that actually will reflect light, if you can see that reflected light through the human eyes, because IR light is invisible to human and animal eyes, so how can it reflect through an animal's eyes back at you and you're now able to see it if it is invisible the entire time? Which is why I don't understand. Which doesn't make sense, I guess. But unless it actually you can do it, then which I don't know. I'm pretty sure you can't. So, but in the moment and stuff, I was going on and off of it because it looked like it was blinking and stuff when the IR light was on it, and animals are not supposed to be able to see it. It was about 8 foot up off the ground. The unique thing that I learned that monkeys and gorillas and other apes, some of the families actually do have nocturnal vision. Generally, monkeys in South America, there's a few species that actually have developed nocturnal vision. And it has evolved the exact same way that owls' night vision works. The almost exact same way, same evolution. Very highly advanced, very highly efficient nocturnal vision that primates have. Okay, and it's very similar to owls, and it's very, very highly efficient. So Sasquatches do have night vision capabilities, which I think they do, and it could reflect off the eye, and it would definitely get caught onto the camera, the IR camera, no doubt. But I don't see how we should be able to see it with our naked eye. But people see red eye shine, so I don't know if it was red eye shine or if it was reflecting, and it was who knows, doing whatever into the eyeball, reflecting out. We have there's other eye shine clips I can show you that we have that does show that it is certainly reflecting the light like any other animal would, and it can be picked up in the IR camera because it is visible to the IR camera, which shows that it's nocturnal. And
mouse. Like no, I'm not joking. It could be a rodent.
so you can see it right there.
Maybe, but mouse. Like no, I'm not joking.
Standing 8 foot tall off the camp, away from camp. Jason Kenzie had just seen it standing over by the ATVs, and that's why I started filming. And we're all talking about it, looking around, and you can see that it appears to be trying to get away from the view of the camera. But this one eyeball eye shine, and I think we have this other clip I can show you. Right here. That was not it. That was not it. Sorry. Maybe we don't have it up here anymore. But we do actually have some of the other clips I can show you, which is actually pretty awesome because I didn't notice that they were on here. So Nope. Okay. Okay, whatever. You can see other eye shine. Some of the about a month or two ago, I released some videos of single eye shine that is reflecting IR light through to the IR camera, which is picking it up, where you can see that it shows nocturnal vision, and it does seem to be able to see in the 800 nanometer spectrum. It will stay out of range of the IR lights. They will not go into the IR light itself. It will stay on the very outskirt, where you can still see the eye reflecting it, but you can't see the body at all. And from our experiences, they can tell the 800 nanometer spectrum that there's a light. They won't go in it. They clearly are able to understand that there's a light that we are able to. I don't know if they understand we can see through that light, but they are understanding that we're looking with the light, so they hide away from it. Now that 940 nanometer spectrum, which is supposed to be even more invisible IR light spectrum, we don't have that much experience working with it and having interaction to determine if they're able to see that spectrum too. But so if you guys are looking for gear and want good IR equipment, go to get that next level 940 nanometer spectrum. Supposedly it's even more invisible, and so potentially maybe Sasquatches can't see it as well. Maybe they can't see it at all. Who knows? So that's the way we can go. It's it's more expensive and stuff, but it's the way to go. So, but let me show you some of these other clips actually. So this is the bedtime clip that I was talking about, where I passed out and something falls over, and I kind of roll over and groggle, and I never wake up. So here's the clip of evidence from that. I'm not sure why that didn't play all of it. I guess you can hear it that one time. I don't know if you guys heard. I couldn't hear any of the other. It was supposed to be the same clip played over and over again. But that one time you guys can hear it. So I guess I'll have to work on that. But it's on there in the Waterloo section, and then there should be a smaller clip after that video, somewhere around that same time frame on the channel, which you guys can see. Where's the other one? All right, so here we got some audio. I think this is of Allegan, I believe.
What was that?
I don't know, did you hear that hiss? Oh my God, did you hear that?
Yeah.
Something just got thrown into the water.
Yeah.
Oh my God, did you hear that?
Yeah.
Something just got thrown into the water.
Yeah.
Oh my God, did you hear that?
Yeah.
Something just got thrown into the water.
Yeah. Sabe.
You hear that?
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 I don't know. Did you guys hear that? Yeah, that huge rock. That's that rock that was about, I don't know, that big, and they chucked it. It came down. I mean, it had some force, and you can hear that independent researcher Josh is startled by it. He was startled by the hiss sound. That hiss. That was right next to us. That was right there behind. That was right there. Okay. It wasn't no snake. We don't have rattlesnakes here in Michigan. There's nothing that's hissing at us like that. There's no big cat out there. And then all of that you just heard, that all took place in the same exact spot for that hiss. The hiss happened. We started hearing that grunt or whatever, hoop, hoop, and then the big splash was last actually. But yeah, that rock, that was it was huge. It was a huge rock. If that would have hit any if that would have hit me, I'd have been dead. I've been broken. If that didn't hit my head, I'd be broken, shattered. Might as well. I'd probably want to be dead at that point. And there's no running away. You're not getting away. You can't see anything. You know, these things are running around in circles around us, picking up a big giant rock, and they threw it up the trajectory. I have no idea how far, how up it went, but I know that it felt like it landed straight down. So like it got chucked up in the air pretty good. It came down because they are reported to throw underhand. A lot of even the rock ape stories from Vietnam, they throw underhand. For some reason, they can't do this complex motion of throwing it like a baseball. They can throw underhand, and they're pretty good at it. Very accurate and very strong. And it was showing us that, yeah, they're the boss of the woods. And at any moment, that rock could come hitting and landing on you. I mean, I think they were testing us for sure, 100% testing us. This was the second night after we chased them and stuff, and now we avoided these. We're inside this creek bottom. We avoided going down there because on the first night you can hear some different evidence where I followed and chased after it. It must have jumped off the top and almost landed all the way down, all the way down this uh, like ridge line basically, and it like slapped or brushed up against some trees that were up in the tree, and it was weird. We didn't go down there because it was like it's a kill zone basically. You're going down these steep ridges, these steep embankments, and then it's flats out at the creek bottom and stuff. And it's a swamp, creek bottom, and there's some islands and stuff. But all the embankments, it's like that. So We didn't go down there. The second night, we're down there, and that's when we get hissed at, we get grunted at. A huge rock is thrown at us, and they're testing us. I'm speaking Native American. I'm calling out to them. I'm saying hello. I'm doing a very formal greeting. Saying Sabe, which is my region's Native American word for Bigfoot. It also means honesty. It is also Bigfoot is their representation of honesty, of their 7 teachings. If you look up the 7 teachings of the Ojibwe or 7 teachings of the Algonquin, it's the Bigfoot is the representation of honesty, and they have the eagle representation of one, the bear represents one, the beaver represents one, and Bigfoot Sabe is the representation for the word Sabe, which also means honesty. So, which is kind of unique because when we're out there and stuff, when we see these things, we're trying to be honest about it and convey it, and a lot of people just don't believe it. They don't believe our honesty about it. I don't know if that's connected or not. I just found that a little weird. A lot of people don't believe us. A lot of people don't believe our honesty of the story that we're trying to tell them. I don't know. I'm gonna play this clip one more time for you guys. You guys can watch this at the Allegan Part 1 and Part 2. I highly suggest you guys watch it. That's just as much as a documentary as I get to, because I'm not a documentary filmmaker. I'm a Bigfoot researcher who goes out there just to look for evidence. So it's kind of more of a raw deal kind of a thing, I mainly am out there trying to get the evidence. So in those 2 documentary films, pieces, whatever, they're not even documentaries. The main thing about it is that we got these multiple encounters, multiple interactions, and evidence caught on audio, caught on film for you guys to see. And you can plainly see that we went after him and tried it best. And you can, if you watch me out there, you obviously can tell that I stay very calm in these situations, and you have to. You have to stay calm, cool, and collective about yourself. They are testing you, especially when getting hissed at and all that. That was a test for sure. That we weren't going to be doing anything stupid. They're going to see how scared we are. Seeing what you're made of. And if we would have done, I had my gun on me, my rifle. I never once took it off my shoulder, never once did anything. Didn't need it. Never once needed it. I never felt threatened. I know Josh is pretty, well, you can hear it in his voice when I play the clip. Didn't need it. And, you got to have that respect about yourself. I want them to respect me too. I'm not a pushover. I'm not prey out there. I'm not going to be some little weakling that's gonna, not put up a fight. They're gonna know if they're gonna mess with me. Like if I mess with them, I'm sure I'm gonna get a big old fight. If they mess with me, it's the same thing. They better expect a big old fight, and that is called mutual respect. I don't want them to feel like I'm easy pickings or anything like that. No. Different. It's a lot different energy you put out there and stuff, when you're like that. So if they're smart, intelligent, and able to pick up on that sort of stuff, which I think that they are, I present myself in a way that is not typical of what they expect, and I think that is somewhat of the key to the success of what I'm able to get for you guys. So my advice for you guys is to stay calm, cool, and collective in all situations, unless it is an actual life and death situation of when they're actually going to attack you. If they're not going to attack you and they're just scaring you, don't do something stupid to make them attack you. Don't do something stupid. Make them kind of gain some respect a little bit. If they even are able to process this, I have no idea. But I think from my experience, this is what's happening, and this seems to work, and this is what seems to be the reason why I'm able to get all this stuff for you guys. So take it as a grain of salt if you want to.
What was that?
I don't know, did you hear that hiss? Oh my god, did you hear that?
Yeah.
Something just got thrown into the water.
Yeah.
Oh my god, did you hear that?
Yeah.
Something just got thrown into the water.
Yeah.
Oh my god, did you hear that?
Yeah.
Something just got thrown into the water.
Yeah. Sabe.
You hear that?
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 Yeah, very intense situation. For sure, 100%. 100%. They could have killed us anytime. 100%. That big splash that you hear, that's that rock, man. That's huge. That's not a little pebble. That is a massive 50-pound, it means up there. It's enough to kill you. And it just shows that they don't have to get close to you. He just chuck a rock at you, underhand, chuck a rock at you, smacks you, breaks your bones, breaks you in half, you're dead. They don't even have to get that close. You would never see it coming. You probably won't even hear it coming until it's crashing into the trees, and you turn around and bam, or it comes, smashes down at you, because that's what the angle sounded like. That's the idea. That's the idea. They don't mess with me. I expect that from them. I'm not so stupid to ever go after one of these things. And if they want to do something, hey, man, it's not going to be easy. Like any predator out there, it's kind of a mutual respect kind of a thing. That, if you engage with, even a bear, it knows that if it's going to mess with these wolves, it can get hurt, just like the wolves know. And sometimes they do mess with each other, and sometimes they don't. Maybe it's good in an analogy, maybe it's not. But I think having this respect out there, knowing your boundaries, when to push, when not to push, when to leave an area, like when they were surrounding me, and that crashing and stuff on both sides of me, I just had the feeling like wasn't at ease. I needed to get out of there, and I moved on. So I did. And the interaction wasn't as good as that. Nothing else majorly happened like that. So because in this, if you guys watched me and Jason's encounter, everything's happened, and we go back to camp. I tell the Sasquatches, to come back to camp where Anishinaabe are, which is what the Algonquin called themselves. They're the people, Native American people. Because if you're in these situations, like me and Jason, when we're surrounded, three of them, they're letting us see them. They're letting us see them. Just off the wall, crazy stuff that you don't, if you stay there, if me and Jason would have stayed there and not went back to camp, yeah, we could have had more crazy stuff going on. Maybe we could have got some stuff on film, but we don't know what they could have done what they would have done, or what if they didn't want us to leave we stayed out there for so long. Now they don't want us to go right away. Now it's like, well, now they're interested and they don't want us to go, or something could happen. Who knows? This is what it is. You have the interactions, and so in that situation, that situation I just showed in Allegan, the door has just opened for you to step in, and you have no idea what kind of a world is on the other side of that door if you stay out there any longer than what we have. What kind of level of interaction is going to happen? With me and Jason, they had shown themselves behind the tree to us at 60 feet away. The other one, the third one, which I had heard, if you watch it, you can hear. At that point, there was only one that showed themselves. And I said, there's two of them because there's one on the right circling. Then there was two that showed themselves, and that one on the right still had circled, which was the one that crossed the trail, spider crawled across the trail Jason had seen. There was three of them out there. If we would have stayed out there, I mean, the level of interaction and pushing, how far do you want to push that envelope? You want to open to that door to that mysterious underside of the whole world and unlock that mystery? That is a scary threshold to cross. I have not crossed it yet. I have not been able to fully stay out there long enough, with other people. Other people are getting scared. Jason's, he's wigged out of his mind. All these other people, they get way more scared than I am. I'm the calmest person you can see in these interactions. But I know how far to push it, and to when it's like anymore, and it's like this is the unknown. This is no man's land. This is like setting foot on the moon for the first time. It's like, how far could it go? Both good and bad. Say there's a female Sasquatch out there. Now she fancies me. She fancies my beard a little bit. I'm being a little manly man out there with a gun and stuff and being smart and not shooting them or doing stupid. Now she doesn't want me to go. Maybe she wants to hang out a little bit more. And, that can be a very dangerous situation in which you did nothing wrong. You didn't do nothing aggressive. You didn't scare them. You didn't point a gun. You didn't chase after them. But that Sasquatch just fancies you. And now, well, it's up to them to, if they want you to leave, if they don't want you to leave, what are you going to do? I don't know. That could be a situation you find yourself in which you don't want to be in, and you did nothing wrong to be in, but that's that threshold. It's like, that door opens, and if you cross into it, man, it's like walking on the moon, the first human, and planting, and hey, it's a very powerful experience, and I've experienced a number of times, and that's why I am calm and stuff about it now. You can clearly tell compared to other people having the same interaction. I don't know, man. I mean, that right there, I don't know if me and Jason would have stayed out there. I don't know. Hopefully we would have made it back. There's so much missing people cases out there up in the UP. I don't know, man. That was just intense. So, but I still go out there. I still push the envelope and try to stay out and get to that doorway that opens, and I try to step into that doorway, and I try to hang as long as I can, and it's a lot more than most. And I'm gonna try to hopefully safely explore and get the truth, man. So bring you guys along the ride. That's what we do. That's what I do. That's always done. I don't know. I've been doing it by myself for so long now. We used to have a big crew. Now it's just down to really, I would just say honestly, just three. Just me and three other people, really. Two hardcore. Me, James, and Tyler, and all the other people are can get associations and stuff, but nothing too hardcore anymore. All this drama and fake people, and people want to make money, and people don't want to just go out there and do the research. So I think it's better and stuff. I don't know. That's what I always done about myself. So I'm gonna take you guys along for the journey, and hopefully we can discover the truth safely. Good night, Sandra Piper. Glad that you stayed as long as you could, and hopefully check the rest out when you can. I'll make some announcements right now. We got a big year planned for next year. I'm going to be do a big research expedition out here. I wanted to invite some different researchers, kind of do a big undertaking, and get some people out here and film everything, but actually do some real work. And I invite people who are not researchers if they want to come and stuff. We need help at camp. We need a lot more people to come and hang out and have fun at camp, but it'd be fun too. It doesn't need all to be about researching, but we want to be mainly about researching, but could be a little meet and greet too. So we're going to be planning that for next summer, get a whole year we got 2 different areas, and they are pretty extreme and stuff, pretty dangerous. Missing people happens every couple of years in these areas. It is pretty unique, highly active areas where we've had obviously encounters and interactions and evidence. It's not going to be for novice people who don't really know how to take care of themselves in the woods, who don't know much about the woods. I mean, there could be areas where you could explore and be taken to. But there are certainly areas that are sketchy that make people who have made multiple researchers that I know get sketched out just by the feel of the woods and just by some of the stuff that happens after dark. So whatever reason, and there's seen orbs and stuff in these areas too. So I'm going to reach out to some researchers. If you guys want to reach out to me, please do so. You guys can reach out at the official Lost Cryptids Conservatory email, and my personal email. But we got a whole year to plan and train and get logistics and stuff, and we're gonna do it right and stuff. I'm also going to be going to the 168 in December. The 168 with Carrie Arnold, Bigfoot Odyssey, and all that. So I talked to Carrie, got it confirmed and stuff. We'll be doing that. A lot of people are going to be going. A lot of spots. I don't know who all is going. I know that there's a lot of spots potentially still open. A lot of people that we need help with tech and camping and cooking and there's a lot of stuff that that is not research going out there, research related, that is work, that it is critical to the success of this mission. And that if any number of pieces that don't succeed will make everything fall apart. And it will not be the true 168 that Carrie really wants it to be. And I really hope this time around that it will be better and bigger and more efficient the way he wants it. I think it will, by just having the experience from the first go around how to run it. This is going to be, again, work. This is not a vacation. This should not be considered a vacation where you're going to hang out with some new friends that you meet. I mean, yeah, it's going to happen. It's going to be fun, but you should expect to put in like 8 hours a day of work. I don't know, a normal hour, work, because that's what we need to do to get the real evidence to make this happen. I know in that area, I've been out there. I've had that red eye shine came from, red eye glow came from that spot. We have experienced other things. Seems like people got infrasound hit. You guys can watch the 168, and you guys can see some former members of Lost Cryptids and their experiences there, and me out there guiding them, leading the team, going off trail and doing all that. So, anyways, we need your support for the 168 in Florida. I'm sure you guys can do all that, and that would be awesome. Flat Rock. I think you're down in Florida and stuff, right? Or close by. That would be awesome and stuff. It'd be awesome to meet you and be out in the field and stuff around with you. And I think it's going to be pretty epic. And I think the way we're going to do things around this time around, and the areas that we kind of dialed in, is going to make it more efficient. I think we're going to get a good experience. From what we had happen last time, we definitely should have stuff happen. Hopefully, get as much, if not, hopefully more. And everyone be prepared. I know I'm going to be hounding it. People should be training and stuff once we get these group chats. Train, work out, train. If you do not do anything until December, I guarantee it's going to be rough for you. It's going to be hot. It's not, it's still going to be, if you're not from Florida or from the South, it's going to be hot. It's going to be feeling like it is right now in summer. So, prepare to hike out in the sun, be working out in the weather, be sweating. You can be sweating a lot. There's going to be a lot of bugs. There's going to be, if you are going to be out researching, or even at camp, even at the camp that we were at, we had there was things coming around. We had footprint tracks found right next to our camp, right next to the fence. People had experienced stuff. We actually had collected hairs and some other stuff right next to there. And so you might be in a situation, and so be prepared to stay calm, cool, and collective if you're having an interaction and you're experiencing stuff and there's crazy stuff going on, and it's going to be an experience. I think it's going to be fun. If anyone wants to go, contact Carrie, talk to him, tell him, give him a reason why you'd be a good fit, good reason and stuff, and we do need a lot of help. I think we need good qualified researchers, but I think that doesn't necessarily factor in if you'd be a good fit to go. I think certain individuals and just how you are and vibing, just talk to Carrie. Hey, everyone does their own case. That's that's how it is. So next year, in Michigan. I'm going to be planning a 168 style of expedition here. So I want to get everyone who get down here, do it. Maybe we can film it and maybe get some. I'm not really a good documentary filmmaker. I don't claim to be. I don't really try to do that China thing on this channel. I'm very raw. When I put things together, it's very raw. It's just what happens out there. It's just not scripted. Everything's just how it is. So, but maybe we could get some more people who are kind of more experienced and kind of do that sort of thing, and maybe make something out of it. We'll have it here for you guys, and this is going to be a real deal thing. This is not, no joke type of thing. This is something you need to prepare for and train, because I'm going to take some people, and we're going to go through some crazy stuff. I'm going to take some people, and we're going to go to some spots that I think are interesting, that I think are pretty hard to get to, and I think the Sasquatches are. And you have to be in pretty physical shape. You have to be physically capable to be able to go out there. I think we're going to be, depending on how many people we get all going and what's all going and how many things we can efficiently get planned, and how many operations can be efficiently run. We could have some teams set up in different spots, and there's particular spots I want to go to for sure. But it's hard to get to. You might be waist deep in swamp, so you might, get that in your mind. That you're probably going to get wet. You're going to be dirty. You're going to be waist deep in mud and muck and swamp, and you might have to cross a creek that's that deep at least to get to the side. Might be wet. This is, we are not going to let water stop us as a barrier. I'm not going to let some 2-foot tall, deep stream stop me from getting across there and exploring that section of woods. I'm not going to let some mud hole swamp stop me from crossing and exploring it. We're not going to, be babies about it. Yeah, you can get wet. Expect to be wet. Expect to get some blisters on your feet. Expect to embrace the suck, because it's gonna suck. There's gonna be bugs and stuff like that. But you know what? That's what we're out there for. So you should mentally prepare physically, because when you train hard now, it's gonna be easy out there. And if you don't, you're gonna suffer. You're gonna suffer in the field, and it's gonna make everything harder, and your performance is going to lack, and mentally you're going to be stressed and drained. And if you're out there trying to get evidence and stuff, you got to be focused, and you're going to spend hours in the field. I mean, typically, like in 168, when my typical day, I get up, midweek, once we had a couple days in and stuff, I was getting up at 9:30, 10 o'clock, 10:30 one time, sleeping in a little bit, grabbing some breakfast, and then I didn't go back to bed until usually I'd get back around 2 or 3. And I could stay up and take a shower and go to bed at like 4:30 and stuff. So that was typically in my day, nonstop, doing stuff. I'm trying to get on the field as much as I can. I also going to have a bunch of videos coming out it's going to be a big my style. It's just very raw clips thrown together. I'm going to narrate over it. If you guys want to call it a documentary, call it whatever. But it's going to be the 168 with things that I filmed. And it's not everything that I filmed, because I didn't have, fortunately, how everything went down and everything. It doesn't matter. But I have enough and good stuff for you guys that I think you guys are going to enjoy it. And you guys are gonna see a lot of things that you didn't see in 168. Actually, you get not a lot of stuff, but you're gonna see more stuff that you didn't see in the 168. And Nothing more. It was just different clips that wasn't in there. In there, basically, is what I'm trying to get at. There's nothing spectacular or anything like that. Um, there actually is an encounter that me, Christopher Noel, and Josh had that did not make it in 168 because I don't think they couldn't find a lot of the evidence and footage and stuff. Unfortunately, wasn't labeled right, and some of the stuff was in shots in short sections. So you got to look through like a 5-hour video clip to find a 10-second piece of evidence. So I'm sure that's a pain in the butt. But anyways, you guys going to show what I captured and who I was. This skips around stuff, so it's not the entire time, but I think you guys can enjoy it and stuff. So, yeah, Florida's a beautiful state. It's a very awesome, beautiful state. It is crazy down there. I mean, I think we came across maybe only a handful of snakes. Everyone, like the whole thing concluded. Everyone concluded. I seen one snake. I know Mark, which I have footage of, which is going to be pretty funny. Mark Zasky, his interaction with the snake. I caught that. It was pretty funny. There's only a handful of snakes, so I mean there wasn't too many snakes out there. There's alligators out there. Some dangers, yeah, bugs and stuff, and poisonous spiders and bugs and whatever. But I don't know. You don't worry about that stuff, honestly. You just pay attention and just that's what you do. So if you're hesitant about going because it's Florida and you're scared about snakes and all this other stuff, don't worry about it. You'll be fine. And if you're not, we'll make sure that you are going to get fined and get help and all that because we want to make sure safety is priority of number one. And that's how it was the first time around. It should be the second time around. So don't be afraid of Florida, and if that's going to hold you back from going, I think you should shoot your shot with Carrie and try to go. I think this will definitely change your life. You're going to meet people, you're going to have interactions, especially might as well. So I suggest everyone contact him if you want to go. You guys show your support through his channels and stuff. They have donations and all that. We're gonna set up, I guess, some donation stuff to help ease the cost, I guess. So doing some of the stuff. We don't take donations currently. We don't really. We do. You can, but we don't openly advertise anything. We don't openly advertise anything for you guys to donate. So if you want to donate, it's a little hard. You actually have to work for it. We don't make it easy for you to donate to us. So, but that's going to change, I guess. If you guys want to help us out and stuff, then that'd be greatly appreciated. All basically would be doing is just buying tech with it, better tech. Bigger and better tech is basically what we need. More equipment to stay out there longer, and that's about it. Being able to maybe go and it'd be nice to go out to some of these other states and investigate with some of you guys, and honestly, and take me out to these places and show me where you guys go and experience stuff together. Because that's what I really love is. I like being out there by myself and filming everything for you guys. But like when I'm out there and there's other people and they're experiencing it too, it's like that whole nother level of confirmation. Like I already know it's confirmation to me. Plus I'm filming it and you guys at least get to see it. So it's confirmation. But like that witness next to you, that researcher next to you, when they witness it and you both know, that just adds that level of confirmation and camaraderie too. Honestly, after a Bigfoot encounter, I can say that you get to be buddies with those people around you pretty fast. It's a very life changing experience usually for a lot of people, especially when they've never experienced it, and very crazy, intense situation. So it definitely makes you humbled afterwards, and you guys are like battle buddies afterwards. So yeah, the wild hog. We've seen one hog, big old razorback. We seen him outside of camp. I seen the back end of him. A lot of sign of hogs, a lot of hog damage, but never came across any besides that one. That was close to camp. He was just doing his own thing. Never had him out in the field close or anything like that. So carry a big knife. If you're gonna carry a handgun and be proficient about it, be trained about it. I wouldn't want to be out there with someone who doesn't know how to handle themselves in a situation. If you have a tool and you've never used the tool and you've never trained the tool and you don't know what you would even do in a situation with hogs, maybe, I don't know, man. Yeah, I want to be pretty far behind you when you start doing whatever you think you're gonna do. I'll tell you that. That's why training, practice makes perfect. Gets you that reaction time, instincts drilled in, gets you maybe at least kind of going to kind of what you are gonna do. At least your muscle memory will kind of go towards that direction. Big knife. I always carry a big knife. Anything that's got a hold of you, grabs on you, gators, whatever, hogs, anything that's last ditch effort, you want to be able to pull that knife out, and that's it. Either you're gonna make it or you're not. So, but we're gonna be safe out there. I mean, no one does anything stupid. No one's doing anything moronic and stuff, or putting themselves and everyone else's safety at jeopardy. I will not tolerate that, first and foremost, when we're out there in the field and I'm researching. I don't tolerate that. I will not tolerate that. You're not going to endanger the lives of everyone else around you because you're being stupid. Especially when other people, and I've been in situations when they're telling someone else to stop it. Don't make those calls, because people behind the last people in line are hearing grunts and they're hearing growls and it sounds aggressive and they're getting freaked out. Maybe you should stop. I don't know. Common courtesy, but it's a safety issue. It's a discipline issue. If you're not disciplined to handle yourself when someone is, telling you to please stop, they're very uncomfortable and scared. You're not disciplined enough to handle any kind of Bigfoot encounter situation when that person's going to be even more scared, crapping themselves, and you're probably going to be scared. I mean, you're not going to be disciplined, and God forbid you have a weapon on you. Now you're unhinged and scared and undisciplined, and going to make mistakes. I take this seriously. Maybe I take it too seriously. I don't know. I really don't give a fuck. Excuse my language, but I don't care. It's an appropriate word for the appropriate way I feel about this. You got to be professional in a situation. Yeah, you could be noob. You can do this so unprofessionally. You can do whatever, and you guys can have all the interaction you want. Yep. Maybe be as safe as you can be. Nothing will ever happen. That's right. Yep. But maybe that one time something might happen, and you are not prepared. You're not gonna go. It's not gonna end well. If you're not disciplined out there, it's going to lead to bad stuff. I've had experience with members who were alcoholics, and I maybe turned the cheek a little too much, gave them a little too much leeway because I considered them a friend. But in the end, it was unprofessional, undisciplined, and made me look like that too, allowing this person to come on here and do that and be in the field and that sort of thing. But no more. Going to be more disciplined about the way we interact and are out there, and how you carry yourself out there. I carry myself a certain way, and if I'm interacting with Sasquatches and I want them to, see me in a certain light, why would I take some jackass out there who's gonna destroy all of that because he's intoxicated, or he's just not even that, just acting like an ass or buffoon and being stupid and dangerous? I mean, they're gonna look at me like, really? You brought this out there to interact with us? So the way you carry yourself is a huge thing, because they're not going to interact with people they don't like, or they don't think it's going to be worth it, So, you got to carry yourself a certain way and be professional and disciplined. I mean, I'm not, super strict hard ass and stuff. I like to cut loose and hang with the boys and all that too. But out in the field and being professional, there's certainly a time and place for those sort of things. And I think on a research expedition, it's not about that. It's about going out research. Okay. If you want to go get hammered, you guys can go do that anywhere else at your house. You don't need to go do that in a Bigfoot expedition. Okay. It's not why you're there. So, at the 168 and at the expedition I'm hosting, it will be professional, and there will be none of that there. Carrie has already made that clear several times, and anyone who's worth a damn should already have that in their mindset. Again, this is a professional undertaking. This is not a party, okay? So, especially at mine, I can only drill that into your guys' head so much. If you guys come, hey, if you guys want to come and you guys cut back, there might be a time and place to do that, but it's not going to be in the middle of the woods when you're trying to traverse a swamp. Okay, you're not going to get to be dangerous to where you're going to fall over and impale yourself on a dead log that has some spikes sticking out. Okay, so. Yeah, I take it professional. I don't care, maybe it upsets people and they think I need to chill, but I think they need to read some missing 411 books, and then they can hopefully change their mind, because there's a lot of missing people out there. There's a lot of strange stuff out there. These Sasquatches are indifferent to us. They are both good and bad. You got to understand that we destroy their habitat, their water, their food. We destroying, basically making them extinct. Almost genocidal war on them. I mean, for them not to hate us and really hate all of us and with passion would be almost a miracle, I guess, if they're intelligent. But it seems like they don't really attack us and do all sorts of stuff on a grand scale. So they have a very high patience with people. Not always. Sometimes that emotional patience and calmness goes out the window, because I have been yelled at, and that was pretty scary. Getting yelled at by a big male and having its female bickering with him, probably telling him to stop, don't be stupid. He's just a human. He has a gun, because I shot my gun off of possum. This thing starts yelling at me. I thought it was the neighbor. I've told the story several times, dozens of times. Yelling at me, telling me to teach me a lesson. Bickering like a married couple. She probably saved me from getting a new pair of pants. But so again, these things can like that, and so be careful, be professional. You should take this a little bit more seriously because even just being out in the woods, who cares? Forget about Sasquatch. Going into the woods and stuff can be dangerous. People go missing. Animals attack. You can fall and break your leg. You can fall and impale yourself. You can poke your eye out. You know how many times I've come close to getting my eye poked out because I ran into something or I'm in the brush and stuff, and something just happens to just go at the right angle, and God forbid be like miles off trail, and I lose an eyeball, and now I gotta go walk, lost eyeball, bleeding, and all sorts of in pain. Now I gotta go find my way back to the trail and go and do all that. I mean, fall and break a leg. Now I'm stranded out there, and it's gonna take a while. I mean, all sorts of things can happen. So. Yeah. Typically they avoid humans, but yeah, and they'll turn around and they'll come back. That's why you carry that big knife, or ideally a walking stick is ideal because you can keep that distance between you and the creature. That's why walking sticks have been so effective for thousands of years. And a nice solid walking stick, something you can smack. Yeah, a couple smacks and stuff. Animals, most animals don't typically want to put up a fight and stuff. If they attack you and they attack you because you scared them and stuff, yeah, they'll mess you up, but they might put up a fight. But usually and stuff, animals don't want to put up a fight. Especially with humans, we scare the crap out of them. Animals are so deadly scared of us because we just have decimated them on so many levels for thousands of years. We are like the supreme predator of everything, right? So everything is scared of us. That's why everything in the woods has trained itself, has evolved to know what humans sound like when they walk in the woods. Deer, they know what humans sound like when they walk in the woods. They know what we smell like. They're out of there. Big bears are out of there. Wolves, typically, if they're most of the time scared of the humans, they're out of there. Everything's scared of humans. You go look and see all these other animals interacting with each other. You can see a bear walk through the woods, and there'll be other animals hanging out with it, being close to it, and other animals too. Humans, ain't no animal wants to be around us. Ain't no animal will be close to us. Typically. So well, I think I'm gonna be getting off here pretty soon. It's 2.5 hours. I don't know. I gotta be up by 7:30. But yeah. Yeah, that's right, Flat Rock. It was pretty crazy. That was a pretty intense moment because it sounded so human-like. Like when I first heard him yelling at me, it took 3 times. That third time, it registered. He's not speaking English. He's not talking English. He's yelling at me. It's a man. It's clearly a man. It's not a beast. It's not a animal. It's a man, and he's yelling at me, and he's not speaking English. He's yelling. I mean, any neighbor could have been out and heard him in the country. He was in between 2 houses, and he came in the woods, and then he was in between the house where I was at and his other house. There was 4 houses right there that they all would have heard him. He wasn't speaking English. He was speaking samurai chatter, gibberish, caveman talk. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. That's what he sounded like. Blah, 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 blah. And I was like, why is the neighbor yelling at me? That second time, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, what is it? What the heck? It don't sound right. What's he saying? That third time, oh my God. Sasquatch. Bald, the instant, oh my God. It's Sasquatch. It's a big male Sasquatch yelling at me. He's not speaking English. It sounds like a man. I registered like a man. The first thought was, why is the neighbor yelling at me? That's how much it sounded like a man. Clearly a man and the female. It was very feminine. Clearly could tell it was a feminine female. Now when she was bickering and stuff, you could tell it was communication of language, but then she started doing, I call it sing-song language, where she was like doing fluty tones and stuff, whoops, and some. So hopefully that wasn't too loud for you guys. She was doing some sing-song language. I don't know how else to describe it. And fluty tones, and some whoops in this communication sentence to her husband. I am assuming, because that's what it sounded like, a married couple bickering and fighting. Him coming down to teach me a lesson, and her telling him to cool down, blah blah blah. I have my gun. It doesn't matter. I stayed for 15 minutes. Once they got, I've told this a lot, but once they got 100 yards or closer away from me, parallel, then they came closer quietly, super stealth. Both of them did, because I could hear different crunching and slinking, that steamrolling through or slinking through. There's different people have different terms for it. I call it slinking through the woods. And it wigged me out, and after I couldn't cut it for 15 more minutes. Again, it's one of those things where that door to the unknown has been open, and I'm standing at that threshold, and it's like, how long am I gonna I walk through this door, and how long can I wait out there and last before I really experience something that's beyond the door? I don't know. If I would have stayed out there, I don't know what would have happened. I have no idea. That was the probably most intense, besides me and Jason's encounter. I wasn't scared at all on that one, but it was intense for sure. But this one, I was scared. Scared as I've been. I wouldn't say like I'm scared, pissing my pants and stuff and running inside. But yeah, I was afraid. I was frightened. I lasted 15 minutes, and I was just like, nope. Because it's just the unknown. And this was before I came out publicly and started researching, and this was before the YouTube and stuff. But yeah, I didn't know what that male was gonna do. I didn't know. All I know is that female Sasquatch talked him down and bickered with him to stop, don't do something stupid. I'm guessing because it was so human. Like it sounded like what happens at a bar when some jackass bumps into you, and now the guy wants to fight, and his girlfriend is stopping him, telling him to calm down. That's what happened. It was exactly like that. Very humanistic, so incredibly human. Emotions, I could feel the humanistic emotions that he came off of when he yelled at me. The tones, I mean, it was incredible. But it was not English. It really didn't sound. It didn't sound Native American either, from what I've been studying on the languages around here in Michigan. It didn't really sound Native American. But it was a language. It was not animalistic sounds and grunts and growls, and this was a language. This was communication and back and forth bickering, like a married couple would. humanistic, intelligent emotions about it. So that was the most afraid I've been in a situation. I mean, I've had my heart pounding in a lot of other situations, but that one getting yelled at, just open brazen like that. I mean, and then with the female calming him down, it was just like that. This was the only Sasquatch encounter I've ever had where it was clearly aggressive, pissed off at me. Clearly, it was upset at me. Very clear. Every other interaction, he even had that big old rock getting splashed and stuff. That I didn't have that feeling. I didn't ever have that vibe. Never had that energy. Never ever felt like I pissed them off like I did that time. So, and all I did, I was outside in the country. I was gonna go coyote hunt, shoot a coyote. And I seen a possum that was eating the garbage, and I took a shot at it. That's all I did. I wasn't Sasquatch hunting or doing anything, or I was just out coyote hunting. And because we had cats, there's cats on the property, and neighbors have small dogs, and no one wants coyotes. It was kind of coming a bit of an issue, and so I did what a lot of Americans do, and it turned into a very intense situation. I did research out there before and after all this too, of course. But and I did have a 500-pound owl hoot at me a couple of times out there, and some other things. But that was 100% confirmation. Okay, Sasquatches are 100% out there, and I'm pretty sure have been interacting with me. That 500-pound owl that hooted at me. They also made a big long call, and then I thought it was my ex-girlfriend's parents at the time making a Bigfoot call because they know I was into that for dinner. Like, oh, he's out in the woods. Let's just call him for dinner by doing a Bigfoot call. When I went up there and asked them about it, they said they didn't make no call. And these are super serious people. They don't bullshit, and they definitely wouldn't. If they were, they would tell you about it if they, but no. And that was kind of freaky and stuff because it was like classic. Like it wasn't like an Ohio call in like loudness, but it was a call, and it was lengthy. I believe it was the same individuals, obviously, and stuff. So, that shooting that gun off at nighttime, that made him pissed off, made him mad, and I guess he was going to tell me and let me know that I wasn't going to be tolerated, which is, I guess, something they weren't used to. I don't think anyone has shot a gun off at nighttime in probably at least 5 years in that area for coyote hunting. At least not anyone. At least that area right there for sure. So I just don't think they were used to it, and maybe he was hunting and he spoiled the area and stuff. I don't know, but he was mad. So you never know what kind of situation you might find yourself into without even trying to be in a situation. So always got to be calm, cool, and collective. They didn't hurt me. I went inside, So again, they have a lot of patience and stuff, but I think a lot of it depends on what you do with your reactions to them. If you're stupid, you get that gun out and you try to, you're gonna be stupid. You're gonna find, you gotta get some actions that you might not like. From my experiences in all the different areas I've been in and different interactions, I think they are hunter-gatherers, and they're migrating and will come back monthly to areas. I mean, even monthly. it depends on the area, but certain areas they will come back and hang out for a couple days at a time, once or twice a month, or even we'll be around there more full time and just rotate, and we'll be there weekly. So uh, when you say do they come back year after year, they're not really going too far away to be considered to be coming back. They didn't really go that far. They're here every month. Not like here at my house. I don't have interaction at my house. I'm not, unfortunately, not yet. But one day, we will have a place that is our backyard will be basically their habitat. So, but yes, that's particular area. Yeah, they're there a lot, heavily. They're always there. There's a lot of them. I mean, there's some that I think migrating more often for wandering males. There's family units that seem to just circle. They go in circles. It's like a big buck. They'll go in a circle and they'll come back to an area and stay, typically maybe 1, 2, 3 days or even more, a couple days. Then they'll head out and then they'll be back. And sometimes they'll be back every 2 weeks. Sometimes it's longer, sometimes it's shorter. So about every 2 weeks is what the one particular location that I researched. I started researching. I had my first encounter at 13. The number of years spent on that property and around those areas and different properties around that place, they would come back every 2 weeks and they would hang out for at least 2 days or a little bit more, and then they'd be gone for about 2 weeks, the longest, generally. So that's just that area and that particular group of individuals. So it could be different for every other place. From our researching this year in these areas that we've been getting up to, it's about 50-50. Half the time we go there, it doesn't seem like anything's going on, and then the other half, we have something that goes on or some interaction that seems to point to Sasquatch. So, which would make it every other week, or sometimes every 2 weeks. So, which is about what it's been for me since I've started. So that's just here in Lower Michigan now, and Upper Northern Michigan, and then the UP. I don't think they need to move around as much. They can stay full time in the area, and in the area where I want to go researching with everyone, if we can get everyone down here, it's full time there. They don't go anywhere else. They're there full 100% time. So, and there's a lot of them, and there's missing people, and they're pretty open about showing themselves to people. They're not too scared. Definitely have been shot at by people. Definitely been shot at. I'm sure they've been shot at by multiple people. I can confirm they've definitely been shot at by some people. And yet they still try to have interaction with our group. So I think that those particular ones, are have a very good possibility of having interaction. So, but it's a pretty crazy, gnarly spot where they actually bed down at. I believe is one of the most intense places here in Michigan that you can go. So, the invitation is sent if you guys want to be a part of that and be getting boots on the ground real research done. If you want to go out to the places that I go and hang out and stuff, then please contact me with the emails and get a hold of me through Facebook at the Lost Cryptids Conservatory Facebook page. And then we have the Facebook group. It's all the same name. You can contact me through my private Facebook. You'll find me as I'm always posting on the the Lost Cryptids group and the Lost Cryptids page, and a variety of other groups and stuff too. I'm sure you'll see me posting Lost Cryptids stuff in a lot of places. So contact me, message me. This is gonna be a real deal stuff. We want good researchers. We want equipment. We want everything to just try to get evidence, and it's gonna be in a place where we're gonna have a pretty damn good chance to get some good stuff, guys. So, I mean, I'm telling you, we're gonna have a good chance, and it's gonna be pretty gnarly. It's gonna be pretty intense. There's gonna be black bears there. There's gonna be wolves, a couple cougars, unknown cryptids, dogman. Could always run into the Michigan dogman, which I did see. My girlfriend had seen. I'm working her, and she's gonna be coming on here. I'm getting her buttered up. I think I'm finally getting enough butter. It's only taken about 5 pounds, but I think another pound or two. I think I can butter up her enough to get on here and show her evidence, her physical evidence that she has of her paranormal or ghost interactions, and then she can tell you about seeing the dog man because she was in the car and witnessed it, and then talk about our latest experience going out researching with Bigfoot and her ghostly experience and stuff too, because recently some stuff has happened. So it's pretty cool stuff. I hope you guys will enjoy it, because there's a piece of evidence on there that is going to blow your mind that she has, and I think that you're gonna not going to be able to question yourself any other way, but then other than she had a paranormal incidents happen and she got attacked. So you will see physical proof when she gets on here. Like I said, another pound or two more butter, but she's great, and she's braver than most Sasquatch researchers I've been on the field with. She will go. She's like me, and stuff happens. It's like, okay, well, let's go over there and make sure it's not an animal, or let's go over there and see what's up. So excited to get her out in the field more and stuff once our work schedules work out, and also once the babysitting schedule works out too. It's all kind of a juggle. I'm not able to get out as much as I was hoping this month, but that's just life, We got kids and work and babysitting time and all that. So, but it's not always going to be like that, and we have big plans for the future. So honestly, I got a lot of time for research in the future, and we got bigger and better things planned. So I just can't wait to go on this path and find the truth. So yeah, I talk cryptids. Nice to see you. You seem pretty new. I've never seen you around the other chats like Pyro mentioned and stuff. Nice to meet you. If you're the first time to this channel, we talk a lot of Bigfoot and cryptids and a lot of crazy stuff. Yeah, that could happen. I might even have a 168 up in here with Carrie if he wanted to put that together. I would be willing to do that too. I could mention that to him. We definitely got some places, and if you want to go with the real deal researchers here in Michigan, you would want to go with the Lost Cryptids and the other independent researchers who I would recommend. There's some I would not recommend, and yeah, but there's a bunch of good researchers from here in Michigan who I would recommend. So if you want to go out and go to Michigan and have some crazy stuff happen, then you should contact me and we can make some stuff happen. And if not, I can point you in the right direction of some other good researchers. I can also point you in the direction of some bad ones too, if you want them. I appreciate that, Flat Rock. That's the goal. Yeah, and hopefully to get it on camera. And to show you guys, you know. So we're gonna keep doing that. Gonna try to. I'm gonna personally try to do that in 168. Going to just do my thing. Nothing spectacular, nothing special, but I'm gonna try to get some evidence for you guys. So hopefully we all get some evidence down there. Hopefully everyone has some pretty unique, crazy experiences that they come away with happy and profound and safely about it, because that's the biggest thing, is doing everything safe. I know that if I'm out there and you guys are out in Florida or out here in Michigan and you're out in the field with me, that I will do my best to always make sure you guys are safe and to guide you, and we won't get too lost or anything. But yeah, seriously though, if we're once, I mean, if you're in the field with me, then you'll know. That's just, you'll just know. You'll see it firsthand. You'll kind of understand. You know, there's on here, this talk show, this everything else is secondary. You know, being down in the field is where you can 100% see the real me and see just how dedicated and what I'm about, and what I'll go through. I'll go through the thickest stuff that you've ever seen. I will go through anything that people say it's too thick to go in there. It's too thick to get in there. We can't get past it. It's too thick. I will push past them and say, watch, and I will go in there and go do it. And I will say, follow. When people say it's too thick, it's impassable, we can't get in there, unless it's flooded with gators and stuff, I'm going in there. If it's dry and there's land, we can get in there. You can go through it. So, so I'm excited. I'm excited about this next year. We have big stuff planned. We have some other stuff planned that I'm not announcing yet, but we got some good stuff. So with that, I'm going to cut the show off right now. I hope everyone enjoyed the show. Hopefully everyone enjoyed the evidence that we presented. Please go back and watch all the, raw documentaries that I have made. You can watch all the stuff, different pieces of evidence that we have. I recommend watching Jason Kenzie and Blake Deutscher's Bigfoot Encounter. It was it's obviously the most intense encounter I've ever had filmed, and firsthand seeing these creatures in the darkness, showing themselves. You can see eye shine. You can see eye shine, massive eye shine at between 7 minutes and 10 minutes. There's a couple shots of eye shine of them watching us, and it's massive, and it's right there. It's right where we walked, where they were standing. You can see it. It's extremely close, and there's a shot where it kind of shakes me, after the fact, but I'm staring right at it. I'm looking right at it. It's right there. It should be right there. I should be able to see it. I can't see it. I don't see it. And then you see the eye shine, and it's right there, and it's close, and it's a big eyeball. So I recommend that, because that is truly truly is the best encounter I've ever had with everything that happened. And Jason's filming, and you can see Jason's face when he sees the spider crawling across the trail. You can see his face that his whole system reboots. He cannot fathom what is happening. So please watch that, study that, and then take a look at everything else we have. And if you guys watch the longer documentary style things, I think you'll get a kind of I think you guys will enjoy it and a better understanding of kind of what we do, or what I do out there. So, all right, guys. Thanks for all for the support. Thanks for all for the comments and hanging out with us. And I appreciate you guys. You know, you guys are really good friends, and coming up, I see a lot of good regulars and stuff around here, and it's nice. So maybe in the future we can all meet up and hang out and all that. So I look forward to the future with you guys and this journey that we are all on. So until next time, guys, we'll see you guys on the other side.